Cloud. Okay, so welcome to the Wednesday CFX celebration call. I'm Chase Swift. We have a number of my team that will be joining and connecting today. Also do a Zoom call on Saturdays. But today we're going to start off with kind of a CFX journey of one of my, well, the first person that joined with me in Cash FX, and that's Andy Picciochi. And Andy is from New York. And so, Andy, let's just have a real casual conversation. And I just want to dig in a little bit deeper into kind of where you were before. Well, it goes back as far as you would like, but, you know, we don't have to start when you were born. We can, you know, we can come back a little bit. But tell us a little bit about yourself and what was kind of the things you were thinking about when you were looking to join Cash FX. What were the thoughts going through your mind, and what was your life experience and all that?
All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Chase, for inviting me to Cash FX. It's a great program. I'm very pleased. Okay, so where was I in my life before I joined Cash FX? Actually, I was an employee working in an electronics company. And though I like doing assembly work in electronics, I really did not like the pressure, the stress, the humiliation, and everything else that goes with it. It finally began to take a toll on me, physically and emotionally. So I was always looking to find a program that worked, and I've tried a few in the past, and some of them worked to a small extent, some of them didn't at all, and there are always challenges with all of them.
Right, right. How long, so is this a job that you've worked at many years, or kind of how long were you working at that
Yeah.
job?
Okay, so my employment activities. Well, I started off doing a little photography. It was tabletop photography and as a light man for wedding photography. Did darkroom work. After that, I did some silkscreen printing, and I had to learn that from scratch a little bit. Some of it was from school, uh, but none of them paid too much. So I finally found jobs in electronics, and they paid more. I continued with that job after job after job, all in electronics, and it was just barely getting me by. So um, I was exposed to multi-level marketing and other ways of generating a side income, and the concept just hit home from day one. But most of the projects really didn't pan out as they presented them that they could.
All right, well, great. So yeah, so a lot of people have that experience, and they find that, you know, they're not as passionate about a job and things like that. So so we had a conversation. We've been working together a little bit here and there, and we've had some success, as you mentioned. But it was around, as I recall, November when we got together and talked a little bit more about CFX. What were some of the things that kind of led you to kind of join CFX and move forward with that?
Okay. Well, CFX presented a very good value and return for my efforts. It was you who introduced me to it, and I know that you know people and yourself that are very knowledgeable of this industry. So there's trust there as well. And there were many pluses to Cash FX that were not in the other programs. So maybe later on we can go into that. But basically, this is one program that can work literally on autopilot. And there's no extra out of pocket, which is a big plus.
Right. So just a one-time fee and it's automated. I mean, those are two very attractive aspects of this project.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, good. So you joined in November, as I recall. I don't remember the exact date,
right.
um, but you got going. And what was your expectation, and what was the results?
Okay. Well, did I expect it to work? Yes. Okay. Why? Well, at first I saw a lot of other, what would you say, posts previous, and I knew that this was a program that I was very curious about and wanted to give it a go. Um, so my expectations from what I was seeing was that I would do good with this, or that it would do good for anybody that actually participates with CFX. So Chase signed me up, and I purchased the contract, and must have been 4 days after that, some money's coming in. So it just continued in that direction ever since.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Well, and we had, as I was thinking back, we had some experience using Forex trading before. We had been using a system where we plugged in some of the numbers. We were told what to post and when, and we had some success with that. But that was, it took time to actually do the trading ourselves, right?
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of learning curve to do the live trades myself. Chase taught me that, and like you were saying, Chase, it was really minimum results. Took a lot of time, and you know what? There were expenses involved with that program because every month there was a recurring subscription that I needed to purchase just in order to get the signals and the trading information I needed to actually do the live trades. So it was a learning curve, monthly fee, minimum results. In fact, it really didn't pan out. So it took time to actually do the trades. You have to check it every day, and nothing like this. This is
Right,
a
right.
breeze of fresh air.
Yeah, it really is. So, well, great. And obviously, you're experiencing great results, even though you don't have to do anything. And now you're building a team. Tell us a little bit how that transpired. What was some of the reasons why you wanted to share this?
Well, this is a great blessing to anybody, whatever their reasons could be. For me, I want to do a couple things. I like helping people, and I also need and like to make an additional income stream. So both those fit very, very well together. Um, that's the reason really like I want to do that. Then every now and then I would know people that were into ways of making money, a second income stream for themselves. And I'll just simply ask them, have you ever heard of Cash FX? And they would say no. And then I would say, well, how about I send you a link, and you could find out more about it that way. And that's how it really went.
Well, great, awesome. And now we're about, since November, it's a few months, and you're really doing well. It's probably exceeded everything you could have imagined. You have a
It has.
team, and some of your team members are as far away as Kenya. You
Yeah,
have team members in New York where you live, and
yeah.
the future is really, really exciting. So,
It is. Yes, yes.
yeah.
I'm happy for them. I'm happy for myself. I'm happy for all that see this opportunity in this program, and I can't praise it enough because we have a great team all around us, from the corporate leaders and the corporate management itself to every single person in our upline, sideline, and downline. We all seem to work as a team and supporting each other. And I just like the openness of the company, and it's all there for us to see.
Yeah, excellent. Well, and based on internet knowledge and all this fancy stuff, I mean, a person doesn't have to have any expertise. And I know we have spent time working together, helping you get other people signed up. And so you don't have to have a whole lot of expertise in computers, do you?
You don't. No, it's very simple. You can have your sponsor or your upline support you with that. They'll actually set up or register you with Cash FX, and you will begin to earn as you're learning, which is a great thing. You don't, and right off the bat, you will start to earn. And the
Yeah,
wonderful thing about this, I didn't mention it before, is that there's basically zero attrition. Once people are in this for a few days, they'll see that the returns and the income that we receive is constant, and it's like clockwork. It just keeps coming in every week. We
yeah,
earn every day, and every week it comes in. And and when people see that they are earning money steadily, they just don't leave.
right,
Just no, they won't.
right, yeah. So another topic that is maybe new to people is the fact that we send money into Cash FX and receive it back in Bitcoin. Now, you and I, gosh, it must have been how long? Let's talk about that. How your experience in learning about Bitcoin and what you think about it as a way to get paid and pay for any upgrades and any things like that. What are your thoughts now about Bitcoin and your excitement relative to Bitcoin?
Well, I am thrilled about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, as everyone knows, is the grandfather of cryptocurrency. And Bitcoin is amazing because, one, we are taking control of our finances. We're not trusting it to a central banking system. It's in our hands 100%. Uh, Bitcoin, from what I understand, how could I put it? Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is is something that will be here always, and in spite of its you would say volatile nature, uh, from beginning to this date, it has always it's at a higher level than it's ever been.
Yeah,
And when you look at what goes on when it comes to halving, in other words, at certain times, I think it's every 4 years. Is that right,
it
Chase?
is. Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
The production of Bitcoin will be cut in half. So that means it's more scarce. And since there's a limited number of Bitcoins that will ever be produced according to the program or I guess the blockchain, the way it's set up, um,
Yeah.
the the Bitcoin has to go up in value. So I love it. I'm so happy I learned about it. Thank you, Chase. That's a good thing.
Right, right, right. Well, and the other, I want to just have you talk a little bit about you bringing in Harley, your wife, and having her create her own Cash FX account and how that has just helped you both, kind of a win-win situation. So talk a little bit about that decision in creating an account for your wife.
Okay, well, I am super pleased about that as well. So I did this for a few reasons. My pension was very small, and Pauline in the past wanted me to get a whole life variable whole life insurance policy, which we did. And the representatives really were not in my back door. So they about 4 years ago they said, "Listen, let's get together." They told me your policy, your monthly premium, which was about $100 a month, are going to skyrocket. And once you reach, I think it was 65, it's going to go would have gone way beyond my capability of earning, or,
Sure.
of
Gotcha.
paying for that, right? So, sad to say, we had to drop it. Okay, so we took a
Okay.
little bit of value that was out of that and put it into an additional, I guess, retirement fund. Now, I'm glad that I have Pauline in this because both of our earnings from Cash FX will be used for her future and mine too. It is like a retirement fund, and nothing has superseded this. Nothing has succeeded beyond this
Right. Right.
performing. Yeah.
Well, and she and I have worked together. We actually met probably 7, 8 years ago, maybe even a bit longer. And we've
Right.
had this relationship building and trying to use the internet to create a second stream of income. And so you have been very patient, but Harleen has really been challenged and just stretching out and trying to make things happen. And so we've known each other for quite some time.
Yes. 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 Well,
Yeah.
when I first uh, saw you or learned about you, Chase, it was like you said many years ago. And remember, Harleen was on her computer. It was a computer, just
Mm-hmm.
small little monitor. She called me over and she says, "What do you think of this?" I really can't remember, you know, the program or anything like that, but I remember you. And I just remember a few of the things that you presented. And
Yep.
I don't even think it was a live presentation that, one on one. It was just something you presented. And I immediately turned to Holly and says, "Listen, we need to work with Chase. This man, he knows what he's doing. I know it's going to work. Simply tell him, whatever you tell us to do, we'll do." And so we spoke with you personally, Chase. And you said, yes, you would help us out. And ever since then, it's been a learning experience. And
Yeah.
we hit this one, which is a 100% home run.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the one thing I've always wanted to do is computers come to me naturally. The internet comes to me. I figure things out, but it's always been a passion of mine to help people learn new things. And I mean, you've got a Bitcoin wallet. You know how to use that. You know how to
Yes.
log in and use Google Authenticator to provide
Yes.
ultimately secure site for your Cash FX, so nobody could ever get into it or hack into it. So these are important things. And you mentioned that Harley and I worked for a number of years, but it was challenging just back 6 or 7 years. You had to find people that would join you to make money. You couldn't just be passive and not
Right.
share this with anybody. But
Right.
today with Cash FX, you have that opportunity. But I've always kind of said, if you don't have to sponsor someone to make money, that's when it becomes the easiest, because
Yes.
you can just refer people and let them know they don't have to refer anybody. And that makes
Right.
it easy for me to share and others to share, and let them know that this is an opportunity where they don't have any pressure to learn anything or refer anybody to make money. So,
Right, right. Well, that's the beauty of this is that you just need to set up an account, fund it, with as much as you choose, or as little as you choose, and from
yeah,
then on in, it's self-generating. So my wife, she's in this, and I manage the account somewhat. We take a look. She's very curious. She wants to see what she's doing. So every Saturday night, we will take a look at the accounts, or Sunday, and we're thrilled again. What can I say? She's earning money and she's
right.
enjoying it. I make a tiny override on it. That's great. And we share everything we got also. Her money is mine, mine is hers. So, I just look at it as a team thing. And I'm pleased. I mean, it's an extra income stream,
Yeah,
for her, for me, and for anybody.
right. And it'll just grow, and soon it'll be $100,000 contract, and you're getting
Yeah.
close there. But how exciting that Harley will have a $100,000 contract that will double through the trading of the Forex market. And you can't put a price on that. That's just the assurance that you have something that will create income for lifetime and beyond
Yeah,
is really, really impressive.
right. That is very, very impressive. And that will give Helene security, gives me security. I worked all my life on a job, and there's an acronym, job, JOB. It's absolutely true. Just over broke. They just
Yeah,
pay you enough so you can come in, and you could do something for them, and that's okay. They need to earn a profit too and provide their service. But you know what? That's not how we could live. You can't be on the treadmill forever.
yeah,
And
yeah,
this provides, I mean, for the common person, this is going to give them, you know, twice, three, four times their income, and you don't have to get up at 4:30 in the morning, which I used to do.
right,
Come home
right.
at 9. Tremendous hours.
Well, we're also feeling the effects of the coronavirus and the lockdown, and all through this time, your income hasn't taken a hit,
No.
and you even being in New York, where you're really encouraged to stay home, and I think you probably have. We
Yes.
have the power of the internet to reach out and speak with people. You have a person in Kenya, and the internet allows so much more to be done and allows success to happen to average people.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm very happy that we could reach out to other people, and very happy for the people in Kenya, people in New York. And I must say that there are friends and acquaintances that I've shared Cash FX with, and they've been blown away. They cannot
Hmm.
imagine how, in this coronavirus, you know, um, 5 months, 4 months of this, that Cash FX has continued and continued without fail, actually,
Yeah.
to generate returns every week. Had no effect. When the stock market dived 30%, we were just bringing it in.
That's really good, Andy. So, is there something that you are trying to work for, whether it may be a part of the compensation plan, or is there something that you're going to celebrate with when you hit a certain
A
position
level,
or whatever? Do you what are some of your goals, or what are some of the things that now you have the ability to dream more about?
right? Okay, so a couple of goals. The first goal is to reach the $100,000 contract, and of course, I want to do that as fast as I can because I don't need the weight of finances and everything else that's been on top of me for all my life uh, to weigh me down. So that's my first goal. Second goal is to share this with others, and I'm very pleased with this new method of sharing it. It'll relieve a lot of the, what's the word? Chasing after people. It's not needed. Okay,
Right.
they could look at this and they'll see differently. Um, but like I said, people are certainly amazed at the returns that are being produced, even in this coronavirus environment. So after that, it's freed me up some time. Okay. So now I could do other things. I could straighten out around the house, the garden. I can spend some more time on self development. So all this I really neglected
Mm,
continually. Okay.
mm-hmm.
So now I have a little breather, which is really, really good. I'm
Right.
pleased about that. And everyone needs this. We're all, before we could take care of something else, there's another thing to deal with. And then it just keeps coming. So this
Yeah.
gives us time for ourselves.
Right. Well, that's great. Well, so we're kind of winding down here. So this has been great. I appreciate all the what you've said. So if you could encapsulate Cash FX for someone new that might be watching this. Maybe it's going to be someone you send this video to, or maybe someone's going to be on the internet and they're just going to come across this. How, I mean, you've said a number of things, which are all
Right.
good. If you're going to just pack it into one little tidbit of information, what is Cash FX to you that you could, you know, share with somebody else? What does it really come down to?
Well, Cash FX actually really is the freedom to earn a financial future, a stable financial future, and time freedom. And I would tell anybody that looks at this, do yourself a favor. Learn about Cash FX. Listen to what your sponsor is sharing with you. Look at the videos. Look at them. Get back to your sponsor and have them answer questions for you. But don't, whatever you do not put it off. It's an injustice to yourself. You work all your life, or you're just beginning, wherever you are, this is a means to have an income and a means that works, where you are having uh, cash coming in without exchanging your time for it. And that's the problem with working, whether you're self-employed or you're working for somebody else. You just don't have enough hours and time in the day, besides the stress that's involved. It's not there, you
Yeah.
know. So I would say you have to look at this. Don't short yourself by not. It's not going to help. And you will thank heaven for it. That's all I can say.
Awesome. Well, Andy, thank you so much. I'm really excited because, again, you're the first person that I connected with in Cash FX. It was back in November. I was
Yeah.
testing the water, and you were gracious enough to come in, and it's been just an enjoyable journey, and it's so good. I'm so excited for you and Harley and your team that will be growing, and yeah, it's just very special. And I look forward to the time when I can come to New York, and it will be sometime soon when we can fly around and do more without being locked down and you know, things like that. But I really appreciate you and Harley. It's been a long friendship, and I'm so excited for you. And the best is really yet to come.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
All
Chase,
right.
I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing this with me. It's just a blessing for us and for everybody. I'm so happy that you shared this with me. Thank you.
All righty. Okay. Well, thank you. And we will continually interview new prospects, but I just wanted to give you the first shot because you were the
Thank
first
you.
person that joined me. So thank you.
Thank you, Chase.